Hey, what's up, YouTubers? It's me again, Brian, aka Gamer55551, and I am back with a My 2 Cent video, switching gaming related video for this week, and we got three interesting stories to talk about. The last one being one that just got posted last week that by the time I was done with my last video, I just learned about it. It was already too late to talk about it, but I got the information, so I'll get to the third one. So soon, though. So why don't we get started with our first story for this week? And this one involves WWE 2K18. Now, as some of you are probably aware, the game is already out right now on the PS4 and Xbox One. With, from what I've heard, some mixed reviews and so on. I haven't played the game, so I don't know 100% sure if that's true or not. And yet somehow the Switch version has not been seen or anything like that. Outside of an announcement trailer that 2K was going to bring WWE 2K to the Nintendo Switch, we haven't heard anything about it. And recently, WWE 2K, at least the Switch version, has been in the news, but not in the exactly great reasons, to be exact. So, from an article posted on Nintendo Life, link will be in the description of this video, it appears as though that Amazon has been contacting people who have pre-ordered the game, at least in the UK, with a response to it. So according to a member of the Nintendo Live team, they were sent this following email, quote, "Hello, we regret to inform you that we have been unable to secure the following item, WWE 2K18 for the Nintendo Switch. Our supplier has informed us that this item is no longer available. This item has been canceled from your order, and we can confirm that you have not been charged for it. We apologize for the length of time it has taken to us to reach this conclusion. Until recently, we had still hoped to attain this item for you. You may visit the product detail page above us to see if the items are available from other sellers." This gave the impression that the game was canceled for the Nintendo Switch. However, 2K recently responded to this, though. It says also that 2K has clearly picked up on all this uncertainty and has issued a tweet to calm the nerves of WWE fans all over the world. They tweeted saying, quote, "We haven't forgotten about you, Nintendo Switch fans. Info on WWE 2K18 Switch release date is coming soon." This was posted on November 16th, and then an official statement from 2K has come out saying, quote, "WWE 2K18 remains in development for the Nintendo Switch and is currently scheduled for a release in fall 2017. Now, as I said, I'm not a huge WWE fan or anything like that. That said, this is somewhat a little bit concerning for those who are hoping to pick up on the Nintendo Switch. The thing that concerns me about this is that, that's my phone, don't worry about it, is that we haven't really seen anything about the game other than just a little announcement trailer. That's it. No screenshots, no videos of it or anything like that. It does make me kind of wonder, is the game really in development, or are they running into some issues and that this game may not be released in 2017 though? I mean, it's possible it could be released in 2018 to be exact, or it may not be released at all. So the fact that 2K hasn't even talked about the game yet or anything like that is a little bit worrisome. There might be more information that we don't know about, but the fact that we haven't seen anything, that's the part that might be a bit bothersome, especially for those who are hoping to pick up the game on the Nintendo Switch though. I could be wrong. They could have information like, say, next week or the week after that or something like that. And they may have some information we don't know about, but we're approaching the end of fall pretty soon, and if they're still claiming it's going to hit fall 2017, I'm just not 100% sure that's going to happen. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we hear a delay or something like that. Again, I could be wrong or anything like that, but so far, given the little to no information we have on the Switch version of WWE 2K18, I wouldn't be surprised if we hear a delay or something like that. Also, not to mention, there's been some reports that supposedly the Switch version will require a 24 gigabyte download for it, though, which that is insane. I will kind of agree. So if you're still planning to get it and you haven't got a micro SD card, you may have to definitely consider getting it, because that's going to eat through the 32 gigabytes that's installed into the Nintendo Switch. That is not going to work. Anyway, bottom line is, I'm a little concerned that this game will probably either be delayed or canceled, but we'll have to wait and see. Maybe 2K has something they haven't yet announced yet, but we'll have to wait. But I wouldn't be surprised if we hear a delay or something like that, or cancellation. Hopefully the best case scenario we get is a delay or something. Alright, we're going to take a bit of a break and going to talk about what EA recently did regarding microtransactions in Star Wars Battlefront 2. And it's, to me, a win for consumers, though, at least how I look at it. So, take a bit of a break and we will be right back. Okay, and we are back with part 2 of our My 2 Cent video for this week. And for this second part, we're going to be talking about EA and Star Wars Battlefront 2. As you all know, that game has certainly been in the headlines, but for all the wrong reasons. And one of the biggest issues is the whole microtransaction or the so-called pay-to-win kind of situations, though. Reviews of the game have come up and they have not been great for some people, though. Some people also like to point to the new Need for Speed as well, that also has a sort of a paywall or a pay-to-win kind of a situation. And, well, EA tried to damage control this, if you want to look at it that way, by going on Reddit trying to explain it. But the situation has gotten worse and really worse, though. And so, ironically, for this week, though, it appears as though, at least for now, EA has decided to pull the microtransactions from Star Wars Battlefront 2. At least for the moment. Whether that changes down the road or not remains to be seen, although I wouldn't be surprised if they insert it back in. So, according to several articles, links in the description of this video, we'll start with the first one. It points to an article basically saying that Wall Street is freaking out at EA's caves again to social media outrage over its Star Wars game. Whether you agree with that heading or not, that's your call. Let's see. They posted something on Twitter saying, "Today this is from EA Star Wars. Today we turn off in-game purchases for Star Wars Battlefront. The game is built on your input and it will continue to evolve and grow." Read the full article. Well, the comment did not sit well with certain investors, though, okay? According to this, it says the companies, and this is from CNBC, again, link in the description, you can read it. The company's shares declined to 2.5% on Friday. Bank of America Merrill Lynch now predicts the Star Wars title sales are likely to disappoint investors and come under the company's target because of the gamers' outrage. The escalation of EA's concession over the past month are a potential negative indicator of pre-order sales, trends, and overall unit confidence. In-game purchases benched. Sorry, I'm saying that wrong. The night before launch. The Star Wars Battlefront 2 bumpy launch creates insurmountable risk to early unit sales. Initial reviews are also underwhelming. We think unit sales could be below EA's early fiscal year 18 outlook for around 14 million units sold. Post maintained and so on. So they're saying that so far it certainly has not sit well in terms of EA stock, although many are pointing to I believe that they will bounce back. The gaming community is still not satisfied even with EA's latest move to pause in-game purchases, calling out the temporary nature of the action. Some of the comments I've heard are saying, I think people are missing the point of EA's turning off the microtransaction in Star Wars Battlefront 2. It's a PR stunt. They're turning them off on launch so you could buy it, and then when they have sold enough, they will bring them back. They even said it's only temporary. So a lot of people are basically, some of them are not buying it though. Other article, and this one I believe comes from Forbes, again links in the description. It points out that According to an article from VentureBeat, EA CEO Andrew Wilson took a call from Disney CEO Bob Iger, I-G-E-R, and it said that he likely has saw the headlines about the Star Wars Battlefront 2, including those from investor-sensitive publications like this one, as well as big mainstream outlets like CNN. It was a bad look, and it would have seemed that Bob Iger, the head of Disney, again, if I'm saying his last name wrong, I apologize, demanded actions before launch, which EA took with only hours to spare, though. Even though this might be a temporary win, though, I think it's still a good win. Not the win that a lot of people want, or at least for those who are against it, though, but still a good win. And I think what's going to be really interesting to see is, despite them taking this microtransactions out now, it's going to be interesting is, has the damage been done? Has it been done enough, though, that this could impact the sales numbers of the game when it launches, though? Personally, despite the Star Wars name, I wasn't even going to buy this game, not even right out of the gate, though. I mean, if I do end up getting it, it will most likely be when it reaches bargain bin or used price. EA, unfortunately, has had a very, very bad reputation, and this really just thrown the whole thing right out open right there. I mean, yes, their reputation has been bad, but this one is the one that really, outside of games like SimCity, which also got a lot of attention, this one as well. And I think Disney was a little worried about this and what kind of ramification it could have to maybe the movie itself could be hit by it, though. I'm not sure about that, but who knows about that one. But I think it's great for pro-consumers. I'm a pro-consumer kind of a person, yes. So it's great that they're disabling it now, but like I said, it's only temporary, so it won't be long until they decide to put it back up. And the way that it was set up, though, has got a lot of reviewers and all that stuff, giving it like low scores and so on. So it isn't surprising that combined with the outrage, and combined with Disney basically telling EA to do something about it, really put pressure on them big time, though. So, but still, I do wonder how much damage this does to the sales number. Will the game still sell very well? Will it like completely bomb because of this, though? There are even people that are asking Disney to not give EA the Star Wars license and give it to someone who does really care, though. So I will say overall, this is a good victory. So good for pro-consumers, though. Even though it's only temporary, I think this is a good step in the right direction, and hopefully this will send a message to other developers who think about if they want to put a pay-to-win or microtransaction, the ramification that could have to them as well. Now, granted, it's Star Wars, so that had some weight. I don't know about other games, though, but still, this is a good step in the right direction. So I'm glad that pressure was put onto them and they finally decided to pull the microtransactions out, though. Obviously, there's no doubt in my mind they're going to be back, though. How much of that's going to impact down the road, who knows, but it'll be very interesting to see when the NPD sales for like November or going forward, how much of this will impact the sales for Star Wars Battlefront 2, not only here in the US, but also maybe in Europe and in Asia and other places. So it's going to be very interesting, but overall, I'm glad they pulled the microtransactions out for now, and go pro-consumers. I'm happy that this is a good victory for them, at least from what I see, though. Okay, we're going to take a bit of a break, and when we come back, we're going to get to our third and final story, which is a rumor that was posted on Reddit, though, that has got some attention recently regarding several announcements of some games, including some for the Nintendo Switch as well. Bear in mind, I do want to point out these are specifically rumors, nothing more, nothing less, so there's a good chance some of these could be false, so I do want to give a little disclaimer about that one. So we'll take a bit of a break, and we will be right back. Okay, and we are back with the third and final part of our My Two Cent video for this week. And for this one, we're going to be talking about a recent post that came up on Reddit, though, that certainly has got a lot of people's attention. And this post came from someone who claimed to have leaked information that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were going to be in Injustice 2. Now, before I begin reading this information, I do want to give a little disclaimer right off the bat. As of right now, this is only just rumors at this very moment. Being this is posted on Reddit, though, this information could be inaccurate and false, though, so a grain of salt must be taken with this one. That said, supposedly, like I said, this person claimed that he leaked information that the Ninja Turtles were going to be in Justice, and that turned out to be correct. Just like we heard, like someone leaked about LA Noire was coming to the Nintendo Switch, and of course that turned out to be correct as well. So nevertheless, a grain of salt must be taken with this information before you consider it being real or not, and I'll let you come to your official conclusion whether you think this information is accurate or do you think this person think this is false and it's just someone trolling, just trying to get attention though. So anyway, we'll get started with the information though. I'm not going to read all of it though, so I do want to point out, if you want to read this information yourself, you could read, I'll have a link in the description, you could read it off right there though, okay? So the person points out a couple of games that he hears, or some of them are upcoming DLCs that he has gotten from supposedly this individual sources though. According to him, he starts first off with Capcom and points out, in terms of regarding Street Fighter V Arcade Edition, he points out that Season 3 characters will be included, including Sagat, if I'm saying the name correctly, S-A-G-A-T, Sakura, Cody, Sodom, S-O-D-O-M, and 2 new characters. Quote, I heard 2 Final Fight newcomers from one source, but Roxy and Shadow Doll from another. There will also be a free updated as part of the update, which also includes Crimson Viper, Q, Necror, Necro, and Oral. I think ORO. So there are some more characters supposedly will be coming to Street Fighter V, assuming this information is correct. It also points out some Season 2 of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite will be getting some characters as well, including Star-Lord, Miss Marvel, Asura, A-S-U-R-A, Gil, if I'm saying that correctly, G-I-L-L, and Lady. It also said that there are also other characters such as Apollo Justice as well. It also points out other characters that could be coming as well, including Wolverine, Cyclops, Magneto, Deadpool. Don't know if this will be added as supposedly as part of Season 2 or not, but you could take a look for yourself though on that one though. It mentions Resident Evil 2 Remake, saying that according to this individual, they're saying that it is a third-person game. I've heard about that quite a while though. You should finally see something from it next year if they don't put something out around the very end of the year, but I hear in next year though. We'll see if that is. If the case, if I had to take a guess what systems it will be for, I would say PS4, Xbox One, PC with a possible, 4K resolution though. I think for those who own a Pro or Xbox One X though. While a Switch version is possible, I'm leaning towards highly unlikely. I could be wrong, but we'll have to wait and see. The other one, of course, they point to is Devil May Cry 5. According to this person, they're saying that this will finally be announced at PSX. Dante, Virgil, and Neo will all be playable on the game. I don't know if that will be confirmed at PSX in particularly alongside the reveal, but multiple sources have informed me that all 3 characters are on it and you could play as them as well. Again, obviously it could be a PS4 exclusive though, although I won't rule out an Xbox One coming to Xbox One as well. On to the next one, Bandai Namco. Apparently there's been reports of upcoming DLC for Dragon Ball Z Fighter. It says 3 of the DLC characters I've heard include Broly, Broly. Pardon me, I'm not a big Dragon Ball Z fan though. Regular Goku, it was noticed to me that he does use the Spirit Bomb, and regular Vegeta as well. It also points out, and this is interesting, this has kind of been going around as well, is that a Switch port is in the works. Unreal Engine 4 or 1.5 is Switch friendly, so that may explain why the Switch port is coming along later. I don't know what Unreal Engine 4 version it uses for the others. The much demanded Nintendo Switch version will likely come out next year in the autumn or winter. For some personal history, the Season Pass was leaked to me as an exclusive pass features Saiyans. I originally heard about Broly and Bardock's being DLC characters. Broly though. So the fact that it could come to the Switch is kind of interesting because there has been some reports about it though. So obviously, according to what this person's saying, more DLC characters for Dragon Ball Z Fighter Z, and the possibility that a Switch version is going to happen as well. Another game they mentioned, of course, is Soul Calibur 6, or VI. I believe it's 6. I'm not 100% sure, but here's the part that's interesting, though. According to what this person's saying, it was told that it will be for the PS4, PC, and Nintendo Switch. There was no Xbox One version mentioned to me, at least, though. It also points out that if the Switch version is not announced, in a matter of fact, alongside like the multiple platform games do when revealed at a specific console event, then it should be announced during the Nintendo Direct in January that I keep hearing about it, though. And here's the part that's kind of interesting about it, especially assuming the Switch version of Soul Calibur 6 exists, though. The source told me about the Switch version is different from the one who told me about the game existence. I might add, they also told me that Link will return as a guest character on that version. Okay, assuming that's true and everything, assuming that Soul Calibur 6, I believe that's what I think it's assuming Soul Calibur 6 does exist, though, assuming this information is correct, though, the fact that Link could be in the Switch version isn't really all that surprising, considering that when Soul Calibur 2 was released on the PlayStation 2, the Xbox, and the Nintendo GameCube back in 2003, all three versions got sort of an exclusive character. I believe the Xbox got Spawn, the PS2 version got Tekken Heihachi, and the GameCube version got Link, though. For what I've understand, I don't know if this is accurate or not, though, but supposedly the GameCube version sold well. I'm guessing mostly for Link being in it, though, so it wouldn't be surprising if they put Link in here. The fact that this individual is hearing that the Switch version is different from the one that it might be different from the PS4 and PC version, that's kind of interesting. I'm just curious, assuming this is true, how different are we talking about? Are we talking about in terms of maybe graphical difference? Are we talking about maybe gameplay difference, to be exact? So I'm a little curious about to see how that would play out, though. So again, interesting though. If they are bringing it to the Switch, then I'm going to go out on a limb and take a guess that they're probably using the Unreal 4 engine, much like with the Dragon Ball Fighter Z, though, is. It's still odd that they're not bringing it to the Xbox One. You would assume they would bring it there as well, but maybe they'll change their mind or something. Who knows? And now, finally, last but not least, onto the Nintendo one that this person's mentioned. According to what this individual is hearing in terms of regarding Nintendo, there's pointed out that there's been pressure towards Game Freak to get Pokemon 8th generation out in hopes of a release next year. If you recall, Pokemon Stars, that was a rumor that's been going around, that is or was real, but all it was just a Sun and Moon port to the Switch, used as an engine test tech demo thing, though. We do know that a Pokemon game does exist, though, and we do know it's being in development for the Switch. Whether it's something else or not remains to be seen, though, so we'll have to wait and see in that one. The Metroid Prime, I'm not 100% sure about what this individual is saying, but you could take it however you want to take it. It says, Metroid Prime 4 should have something revealed with some in-game footage early next year from what I've heard. I heard the Direct in January in particular. Bandai Namco is developing the game for Nintendo. I don't know which development studio. I'm not 100% sure about that one because there's been some reports saying that Nintendo has an internal development studio working on the game, and outside of maybe the Smash Brothers game, I'm just not sure about this one, considering that the last three Metroid Prime games were first-person shooters, so we'll have to wait and see. Again, I'm not sure it's Bandai Namco, but I could be wrong. We'll have to wait, assuming this rumor about a January Nintendo Direct turns out to be true, so we'll have to wait and see on that one. It mentions that there is some kind of new Animal Crossing that they hope to release next year too. Hopefully that's true. I know that a lot of people were disappointed with the last Animal Crossing game that was released on the Wii U, and that obviously bombed. That didn't sell very well. The Switch Virtual Console will not be like it currently is known to be like. There's some kind of subscription service of sort in the works. That's going to be kind of interesting to see how that plays out, though. Is that going to tie into, basically, once Nintendo has this online service, are we looking at something along the line of what NVIDIA does with their GeForce, like, I think it's like $8 a month to play those games, or you could buy them. Are we looking at that? And how's that going to work when you say you buy the game and you're, like, offline? I mean, can we still play the game offline? I know there's been some talks that some of the games might have online functionality, like Super Mario Karts or something like that. That's been going around, but I'm not a little curious to see how this is going to work out, though. The next one, obviously we've heard this many times, but we'll have to wait and see. Mother 3 is real. According to my source, it was completely localized and playable. The sad thing that I've heard is that it's being held back for some reason, which all I know has something to do with not knowing which month to release it in. This is a game that's been demanded by Nintendo fans for a very, very long time. A lot of people would love to see Mother 3 come here to the West, though. What we refer to as Earthbound, though. And I would like to see it come over as well. Why they are holding it back, I'm not 100% sure, though. Perhaps they may announce this for the Switch Virtual Console when that launches as well. I mean, that's a possibility too, so we'll have to wait and see about that one. This one I'm not 100% sure about, but we'll see if it turns out to be true. According to one of my sources, according to the individual who wrote this, they claim Square Enix is doing The World Ends With You 2 exclusively for the Nintendo Switch. For those who are not familiar, that was a game released on the Nintendo DS a while back, though. It gained a following, though, and it was a very interesting game to try out. The fact that a sequel was being made, I would say that I'm not 100% sure about that, but then again, recently Square Enix has expressed more interest in development for the Nintendo Switch, including trying to get some games out. So this one's a possibility. Again, we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see if there's any screenshots or video footage of it, but it's possible. But again, until official confirmation is made, I'm going to not jump to the conclusion and say it's real or anything like that. And finally, last but not least, Blizzard is preparing a Hearthstone port for the Nintendo Switch. I'm not sure when this will be announced due to the phrasing, but I heard about this when I went to BlizzCon, though. Again, whether that's true or not, we don't know. It would be kind of interesting how that would work if it's released on Nintendo Switch, considering I think that does use microtransactions, though. Obviously, it's not the Overwatch that a lot of people want to hear about, though. Overall, this information is kind of interesting. It's worth a read, it's worth taking a look at, though, but I'm not ready to jump on board and declare that this information is accurate at this time, given the fact that, it's on Reddit, so it could be false, it could be just someone trolling, but it could be real. So take it however you want to take it, but it is still an interesting read to take a look at, though. Okay, this concludes this My 2 Cent video for this week. And again, these are my opinions, but what are yours? What are your thoughts about the whole situation with WWE 2K18 on the Nintendo Switch? Are you worried that they are delaying the game? Are you worried that they're going to cancel it? Or do you think they'll still release it in fall 2017? what are your thoughts about EA's decision to pull microtransactions out of Star Wars Battlefront 2 for now? Are you happy with this decision? Are you not happy with this decision? Has this changed your opinion on buying the game, or has it even so, has it prevent you from buying this game though? And what about this rumor based off of what this person posts on Reddit? Do you think this individual is accurate on what he or she is saying, or do you think that most likely this is false and it's just someone trolling though? As always, sound off on the comment section below. Let me know what you think. I would appreciate if you hit that like button. That would be great. And I hope you do subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, feel free to share this video if you want to, and feel free to donate to my channel if you like. You can do it through PayPal Me or Patreon. Links will be in the description of this video. Excuse me. And I will see you again next time when I do another video. Hopefully that will be soon. Until then, from Southern California, I wish you all a good day then. Bye!